everyone, Jacqueline here, aka Rolling in Tune. So in the last 6 months, a lot of people have asked me what wheels I use and why. The short answer is I have 3 different sets I use on a fairly regular basis, and I've also got 2 others that I'm going to show you guys as well today. But I wanted to kind of go through and break down all my different wheels, give you a quick review of them, show you some videos of me using them in different settings on different surfaces, and just kind of give you an idea what's out there and at least how I use it. So first of all, I'm just going to quickly go over my usual setup. I have Moxi Lolly boots with derby laces. My plates, I got these plates, Roll-On Giottos. I got them back in spring, so I've only been using them for about 6 months now, and I love them. They've added so much maneuverability. It's cleaned up my technique a ton. I can get much deeper cuts, deeper edges. So yes, I love these roll-ons, but that's another review for another day. All right, so moving on to the wheels. What you see on my skates right now, these are Vanathane wheels. They are vintage. They came off of vintage rental skates. If you see people at the rink who are not in rental skates but have small orange wheels, that's probably what they are. So I'll just give you a quick close-up. There they are, bones, reds, bearings in them. Vanathane, they don't make it the same anymore. This is an All-American Plus wheel. This is the new version, essentially, of this. Actually, All-American, when they made wheels in the past, like vintage wheels, they were also the same kind of Vanathane as these orange wheels. However, they can't make them the same way anymore because of environmental policy. These do have asbestos in them. These new ones do not. The older ones with the asbestos, I think they kind of hold their structural integrity a bit better. When the wheel heats up, essentially the asbestos is supposed to keep it intact, so you won't see it like pit or crack like you might see on these. And also size. They are both about, I would say 55. These are probably like 55. These are maybe 53 millimeters. They're also narrow wheels. You know, these are great for rhythm skating, and they're great for dance. They're great for freestyle. So I use these in the rink. I get a little bit of slide. I get just the right amount of stick, and I really love them. So that's those. For smooth surfaces outside, I use these. Now, this is a Rollerbones 98a team wheel. It's 57 millimeters. You can look up close. I have, those are actually, believe it or not, those are bones reds in there. Look how dirty they are. They're not really red anymore. All of my bearings are bones reds. So these, the Rollerbones, I use these on smooth outdoor surfaces. So like an outdoor hockey rink, a smooth, newly paved street or parking lot. For those sorts of things, they're really good. I also use these Sonar Zen 85a wheels. These are a 62 millimeter wheel. They're a little bit bigger, as you can see. I mean, these are probably, these were 57 millimeters. They're probably like 56 now because I've worn them down. But you can see there's definitely a size difference between these two. For that reason, I'm not crazy about these, just merely because of the size. The material is fine. I kind of have my eye on some Radar Energy 57 millimeter wheels because I would like a soft wheel that is small. But anyway, these are 85A, so they're a bit harder than the Radar Energies, but they're a good deal softer than the Rollerbones. Also, by the way, the Vanathane wheels are even harder than the 98As. They're a totally different compound, so they don't really act exactly the same way as things in the A durometer scale. So you can't really give it an A rating. So I don't know if it's a 103 or 104 or 101, but it's something like that. They're definitely hard wheels. So the Zens, I use these for rougher pavement, asphalt, like sidewalks where there's cracks, anywhere there's going to be, sticks, twigs, rocks, pebbles, whatever, these kinds of things, on a boardwalk, like by the beach. I've used these. What's probably even better in those conditions, if you're not someone who does a lot of rhythm skating or dance, would be these. These are the Moxi Gummy wheels. I really do not use these anymore. I had them from when I first began roller skating again, which was 2 years ago. They're kind of big and clunky. They're too big and clunky for me, so I can't maneuver as well as I'd like to. They're also quite heavy. However, if you're going to be skating on really rough asphalt, if you're going to do a lot of trail skating, things like that, then these are probably really awesome wheels to have. I skated when I was a kid in my driveway. I had quads. This was back in the 80s. My exposure to all of the kinds of skating that I do now came 2 years ago. I began skating in August 2018. This was after about an 19 year hiatus from all skating. So when I came back in, I got a pair of Impala skates and I had this set of Moxi gummies on them. As soon as I went into the rink, everyone looked at me and they were like, why are you using those big, slow wheels in here? So I very quickly upgraded from these to a set of Rollerbones 101a 62 millimeter wheels. Those are bigger than the Rollerbones I use right now and harder. These are 98s, those are 101s. They were better than these, but eventually I actually dropped down to a 98a, also in 62 millimeter. And I found that those were a little better for me while I was in the learning process to really get my footwork clean and stable, develop the muscle memory and the core strength and all the things I needed to kind of progress to where I wanted to be. So I don't even have those wheels here because I really don't use them. I should probably just give them away or sell them. I don't really like big wheels anymore. I prefer the small ones because I do a lot of dance. Okay, so moving on from there, after the 98A 62 millimeter wheels, then I got these All-Americans, and let me just tell you, this completely changed my game. So let me show you a clip. I'm gonna put it right around here somewhere. This will be a clip of me in All-Americans. This was actually the very first day I tried them in the rink. I was at Millennium Skate World in Camden, New Jersey, and I popped them on and I was like, oh my God, so this is what everyone else is experiencing? This is amazing. Like, I literally felt like I was cheating. Like, those were the words that came out of my mouth. Like, wow, this is too easy. Is this even roller skating? So I think really what happened is these wheels are so hard and slick and so tiny that I was really able to just maneuver in ways that I couldn't before with a lot less effort. That said, they are smaller, and with a smaller wheel, you're not going to get as much speed. You don't have as much surface area with every push. So it's going to take a little more effort to get speed going, but that wasn't really my goal. So I really loved these. From there, this was last January or February, I believe, when I got these Vanathane orange rental wheels, the vintage ones. They're very similar in how they roll, how they wear, as the All-Americans, because essentially this is Vanathane as well. It just doesn't have the asbestos in them. I'll show you these at the rink. So here's a video of me dancing around at Skate 47 in Franklinville, New Jersey. I am in these wheels. I've got my bell bottoms on, so I'm like all like disco cool and stuff. You can see I'm sliding really well. It's smooth. They're just easy. These are so easy to roll on. That said, if you're a new skater, I don't necessarily recommend that you run out and get Vanathane rental wheels or All-Americans. They are really hard, really slick wheels. So in some cases, I think it's really easier to do what I did, which was be on Rollerbones 98s or something like that for a good chunk of time while you kind of get all your fundamentals down. And after you're ready to really take the next step, then you can jump into some of these harder wheels and it will be like floating. We will move on to the Rollerbones 98A wheels. So these I've used a ton outside, pretty much quarantine hit, and I literally ordered a pair of these like right at the beginning. I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna need a good outdoor wheel for smooth surfaces. And I knew this would be perfect, and it was. I was so happy with these. These have been absolutely fantastic. So let me see here. So I've used these kind of in a whole bunch of different settings. Here you can see me rolling straight down South Street in Philadelphia. It's nice and smoothly paved. It's probably relatively new asphalt. It's very flat. These were fantastic. I didn't need a softer wheel than a 98. These were great for maneuverability. They're not heavy, so these were really good. Here's also a video of me and my skate partner Dave, also out in a street that was relatively recently paved. And you see we're just trolling around, and these were totally great. You can see I wasn't really going fast. I was going a lot faster on South Street, but you can see how easy it was for me to kind of pivot on these. Speaking of pivots, I have a whole video right here where you could see me pivoting all over the darn place, doing 1 foot transitions or pivots or 3 turns or whatever you want to call them. That was also all done in these 98A Rollerbones 57mm team wheels. Again, really good maneuverability. I like small wheels because you can move around so easily. I find the bigger they are, you know, obviously I guess, like it just takes more effort to get that wheel to flip. So tiny wheels for me is definitely where it's at. Here's another video in Philadelphia. I'm on a sidewalk. There were cracks. It wasn't the easiest surface, but still these did me well. I was able to skate in these. I was able to spin. Obviously I'd hit cracks from time to time. I actually carefully edited out all the tripping over the cracks in this video, so you don't see that part. You only see me looking like I know what I'm doing. But nonetheless, these were pretty good. And finally, here's a little bit of roller dance. So, well, actually I'm going to show you first roller dance on a smooth surface in these, where it was fantastic. So you can see no issues on a smooth surface. The 98As did me well. Now I'll show you a video where it was actually too rough for the 98As, and I should have been on something softer. It was not very smooth asphalt. So I'm dancing in them, I'm moving, but I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna trip on something. Like I kind of kept catching myself, and it made me a little bit anxious, so I couldn't just freely roll. So a surface like that, where it's a rougher asphalt, that's when I would say I should have used these, which is the Sonar Zen 85A wheels. So let me show you now where I've used these wheels. First of all, I just did this video. My friend Derek Renson is the artist whose music I was skating to. But yeah, I just did this video in Springfield, Massachusetts, outside actually a little bit inside, at the Basketball Hall of Fame. It was brick, so essentially like brick, like pavers kind of thing. A whole walkway. There's 2 different kinds of brick. So these were really the best thing for me there. So, you know, when there's brick there, even if it's like fairly smooth brick, it's still got the little ridges in between them. So this was the best for that. Also, I'll show you a video of me just trail skating at the park near my house. This is in central New Jersey. That was all done on these. I'm actually kind of hill bombing here on these. There's definitely cracks and bumps and twigs and paddles and stuff. And, you know, I tried to get around all the debris on the ground, but these really did pretty good. I even went over a little wooden bridge, which wasn't easy no matter how you look at it. It wasn't easy, but it did work out okay on these. I was even able to go backwards a little bit. Also the boardwalk, I skated on the boardwalk in Asbury Park, New Jersey. I used these as well for that. You can see here that I'm rolling down the boardwalk. The boardwalk actually had some smooth areas where it was newer wood, and then it had some older wood as well. But either of them, this was okay. There was another day that I did that same boardwalk in these, the 98A 57mm team wheels, the Rollerbones, and that wasn't so fun. I just remember being so anxious the whole time, and I had to be like skating with my toes up the whole time because I was just gonna hit any little crack in the wood or between the boards on the boardwalk, and these were not good for that. These were great. So on the boardwalk in Asbury Park, if you're familiar with the area, there are actually some indoor areas. This was kind of at the height of quarantine, and there weren't really many people around, so I was actually able to skate right through this one space. Another space that is covered is open all the time. It's open air. That had kind of like a linoleum-ish floor. I still had these on. These were definitely too sticky for the linoleum floor. Didn't mean I couldn't skate it, but it wasn't the ideal setup for those conditions. easier to go to a softer wheel than it is to go to a harder wheel in the wrong conditions, if that makes sense. However, you really don't want to use these wheels or these wheels on a very rough surface. That's when it gets a little bit stressful, because these kinds of wheels do not absorb any of the bumps or any of the cracks. You're going to feel all of it, and you're going to be jostled around by it as well. Whereas something like the Moxi Gummies or the Sonar Zens, they're soft, so they absorb some of the bumps and the cracks, and you don't feel like your feet are vibrating so much. Now, more recently, I've been using these outside. For a long time, I was only using the 98As outside, but I started using these on like tennis courts, basketball courts, smooth hockey rinks, things like that. I found that these actually roll quite well, because those surfaces have no slide at all. So even these can feel a little sticky on them, and the Vanathane kind of gave me a little extra edge. So here you can see a video of me at Elmwood Park in East Orange, New Jersey, outside. So that's pretty much all. So again, we have the orange vintage Vanathane rental wheels. I've got the All-Americans, which are essentially the same thing. I don't really use them much, but they are just kind of a backup set. I've got the Rollerbones 98a team wheels, which are fantastic for smooth outdoor surfaces. They're also good for in the rink, especially if you're learning and you're getting your fundamentals down. Instead of jumping right into something hard like this, you can go with a little bit softer wheel like this. Then I have the 85A, the Sonar Zens, which you can see they're very soft. You could probably even, like, I don't know if you could see, but I could actually kind of pinch it a little bit. I could push it in a bit. I use these for asphalt, for sidewalks, for boardwalks, for rough surfaces. And then finally, the Moxi Gummies, where if I wanted to do a legit hardcore trail skate where it's not particularly flat, maybe it has some hills, has some debris on it, then I would probably, well, honestly, I'd probably still choose these. But I do have these as an option as well. So I hope that proved helpful. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks in advance for that. There are lots of videos. There's lots of skate dance videos and music videos. I'm also a musician. It's what I do for a living. So you'll see a lot of music videos from my gigs and whatnot. You'll also see some skate tutorials. I am trying to do more of those. I'm not fantastic at getting them done. I find that I start them, I go halfway, and then I'm like, wow, it's been 3 weeks and I haven't finished that. But I will try to be better about getting tutorials for you guys. I know there's so many things that people want to learn. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, please write them below. Anything you want to say about the wheels you use or questions you have for the wheels that I'm using, just let me know. And I will also post some links in the text below that will direct you to full-length videos of me using the different wheels. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate you taking the time to hear about my collection of wheels, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.